Welcome back. Keeping our neighborhoods safe is a joint effort. That's why Metro is launching a new unit, and they need your help. Joining us now for Behind the Badge are Sergeant Alejandro Zambrano and Captain Michelle Tavares. Thank you both so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Of course, ditto. Okay, so let's talk about this new unit and what its purpose is.
We're so excited to have this new unit. Obviously, violent crime has always been a priority for the sheriff, but we have Captain here, Tavares, who's going to be talking about her section because it is a new section, and what they're going to be doing is incredible stuff for our community.
Yeah, so go ahead, Captain, tell us about this new section.
So Sheriff McMaho could see that we needed to figure out a better way to focus how we responded to shootings where a person was hit but didn't necessarily pass away from their injuries.
Okay.
So what he did was he kind of revamped the entire agency and created the Safe Neighborhoods Bureau. Combined some sections that work really well together, but put them under the same captain so that they would have a little more continuity and better communication.
Okay.
Housed inside that bureau is our new violent gun crime unit. Their responsibility, like I said, is kind of bifurcated. Not only do they respond to those shootings that I mentioned before, but they're also taking a proactive approach to try to prevent violent crime before it happens by identifying some of these shooters where maybe the rounds were shot into the air and not necessarily hit anybody, and then proactively going after those bad guys before they can create a legitimate injured victim.
Right. And so before this unit, what was kind of the approach to that? If there was shots fired per se, but nobody was injured, what was kind of the way that Metro dealt with it before versus now?
Well, the approach for the investigation was always the same. Our goal is relentless follow-up. We want to ensure that we either catch a bad guy, put him in jail, and get a successful prosecution, or we exhaust every single possible lead we can so that we can provide our victims with the justice that they deserve. Prior to this unit, though, those were decentralized into the area commands, these investigations. Now we've re-centralized it, put it back into headquarters, and we've combined it with some of the technology that we leverage on a regular basis, like our Crime Gun Intelligence Center, and they're responsible for mapping out when guns are used and in which shootings, using some really amazing technology. Housing those two units together just creates that continuity when it comes to communication and being able to better pursue these crimes.
How can people help you get these bad guys off the streets or to quit doing stuff like this before somebody gets injured?
You know, oftentimes folks think, well, I'm not going to call 911 because somebody else probably will. We would rather get 15 phone calls for the same event than no phone calls at all. So we implore everyone to ensure that if they hear, even if they think it's fireworks, call us and let us know. Because our officers will respond and we will investigate.
Okay, perfect. Thank you both so much for joining us about this new unit. So can't wait to see it in action.
Thank you so much.
All right, and if you have a question for Metro, send us an email to behindthebadge@fox5vegas.com. Ken?